Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to talk about quite an interesting and intriguing oracle deck, which is the Magic the Gathering Oracle. And this is based on Dungeons and Dragons. It's the same team who did the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck, and that has already been reviewed on my channel. So that's on my tarot review playlist for anyone who's interested. So today I want to talk about the Oracle deck. It has 52 cards, and it's done by the same team who did the Dungeons and Dragons Tarot. So this is really quite an interesting and intriguing deck, and it's been overlooked a bit. There's only a small number of reviews that have been done on this deck. It was published 2 years ago. I really like this deck. It kind of surprised me how much I like it. I really like the tarot deck as well, but this is actually a better deck than what I thought it would be. Comes with a guidebook, and it's quite thin, but it's actually quite a reasonable guidebook. So that's really surprising for such a thin book. So the artwork is by Gissubel, I hope that's how you pronounce it, and it's written by Adam Lee. So it's the same people who did the Dungeons and Dragons deck. And you've got all of the coloured pictures for illustrations for each of the cards. You have got the card meaning for each one and the reverse meaning. And you've also got the name of the character for each one, but that's also on the cards. But for each card, it actually says how each of these characters are part of the Magic the Gathering story, how they fit in. So that's really good too. There is a five card spread here for the deck. There's also a 3-card spread. It's actually really quite interesting because it's actually one for relationships, this one here. And you've also got another 3-card spread for overcoming obstacles. So that's really good too. And then you've got your usual 3-card spread for like past, present and future. So I like the way the book's been written. It's actually quite good. The thing to keep in mind is, I'll show you on the cards, it's got the keyword for the card. It's also got the name of the character, and these are all based on Greek myths. But you just need to keep in mind that with the guidebook, it's in alphabetical order according to the character's name, not the keyword. Because these cards are not numbered. So you need to keep that in mind. But if you just remember, or you'll get used to it, but it's all alphabetical in the book according to the name of the character that appears on the card as well. There's 52 cards. I really quite like the deck. I think the book's quite good. I mean, for what it is, it's good. It's useful. At least it's useful. Okay, so just to show you some of the cards that I particularly like. So 52 cards in the deck. And there's the box again. So I'm going to show the card for this illustration that's in the deck as well. The cards have a linen cardstock, linen finish I should say, but it's a light linen finish. I'm usually not much of a fan of the linen cardstock, but because this is a light linen finish, I quite like it. So I'm just, as usual, when I do my reviews, I always show the cards that I particularly like. So I'm showing roughly around about half the deck, something like that. So here's the first one. Oh, I'll just show you the back, sorry. Here's the back. They're all like this. It's oracle card size, roughly the usual size for an oracle card. A lot of oracle cards are roughly this size. And the card stock is good. It's flexible, but it's sturdy. So that's good. So here's the first one. This is Cosmic Wisdom. And it's got the name of the character here. And this is what I mean when I was saying that the character names are alphabetical in the book. So this is Cosmic Wisdom. I really love the artwork in the deck. It's another reason why I got this, because I love the artist. And when I was talking about the Dungeons and Dragons Tarot, the review on my channel is for the first edition. I prefer the first edition. That came out first anyway, which I got, but the second edition has got the actual tarot titles on it, whereas the first edition has just got names for the cards. And I prefer the first edition because I like to use the deck according to how I see the cards and how I think they fit into the tarot. Anyway, that's a separate issue. I better get back to the oracle deck. This one is Distraction, and this is the character of the Siren. So that's a really good choice for distraction. Distraction, not destruction. Of course, you would be distracted by sirens. The Song of the Siren. Of course, the artwork's quite atmospheric. This is Face Your Fear. Now, these cards would be useful for ritual, they'd be useful for magic. What I am finding is that it's quite an archetypal deck, so I am using it for inner work, and I am drawn to these types of decks since I have been rebuilding from my tower year. These archetypal decks are really useful for me for that, and I think this makes a great archetypal deck, and I like to use it for inner work, which is different to shadow work. I am working with inner work as I'm rebuilding from my tower year. So Face Your Fear. Find Your Treasure. This is the Triton. I love the way Find Your Treasure, it's really got the theme of the underwater world where you are submersing yourself in different issues and different worlds. So Find Your Treasure. This is the Chimera, and this is Focus. So you can see how it's quite an archetypal deck. The Gateway. With this amazing artwork, I'm really surprised that this deck seems to have been overlooked quite a bit. I'm really surprised about that, but I think what is happening with some of these decks is that because of the sheer number of decks that are being published, some of the better decks are being a bit overlooked because of that, which is a real shame. Gateway, the gateway. This is knowledge. I like the way that it's a serpent of wisdom type of thing, type of theme. It's knowledge, which flows on to know yourself. This is very appropriate, having the cauldron there, especially when you're doing inner work. The cauldron of the self, of the inner self. Magic of the mind. Now, this is one of the cards, there's a few of them in the deck. This is one of the cards that would be really good for magic and or ritual work. That's another reason why I wanted this deck. I saw it as a kind of a ritual deck to begin with, but because it's also very archetypal, it's kind of got several uses for the deck. You don't get that with many decks, where you can use it for more than one thing. I mean, you could still use this for divination, but that's not what I personally use the deck for. Magic of the mind. And I actually like the way that this deck is not numbered. I like that. Sometimes I just need to really free things up, and that's really good for that. This is medicine. The other thing I like about this deck is that the titles of the cards are mainly appropriate. Most of them are appropriate. I really don't like a lot of decks these days where the title of the card does not really make sense with the artwork, but this deck, most of the titles are very appropriate for the artwork. So a lot of thought has been put into this deck. It's really, really good. Memories. I have found with my inner work in rebuilding since the Tower year, my Tower year, memories are one of the main things that I am working through. It's a really beautiful card. I love this card because it's the Pegasus. I love the Pegasus. Higher perception. It's a really beautiful card, and I love the title for the card. I mean, these cards would even be good for journaling. There's so many uses for this deck. Higher perception. I love this too. It's just beautiful to look at. Nature. It's really beautiful to look at. Very appropriate nature card. Nature title, because it's such a beautiful card. To me, it's like a dryad. Dryad creature. Power of words. I love this card. Resourcefulness. This deck is just so intriguing. Incredible image. The mentor. And I think this is really appropriate that this is a lion figure. I think that's a great figure for the mentor. Higher power. I could just be so absorbed in these images. I could just dive into them. They're so well done. Higher power. Transformation. Another great image. Transformation is hard work. It takes time. It's a great card, Transformation. This is the one that's on the box, Unlocking Power. And for me, my journey over 30 years into esoteric subjects and esoteric practice is all about, or has always been about, empowerment and unlocking your own power. Gaining access to your own inner power. Transitions. Great card. Another great card. This is a really good card. I love this. Your true self. Your true self. I like the three figures standing in the background, each wearing a mask. So your true self is all about unmasking different parts of yourself in order to find the true self. It's a great card. This is a beautiful card. Universal order. Without that, there is complete chaos and only chaos. The universal order is always there, even when we're not aware of it. It's always there. It's a really beautiful card. And the last one I'm showing for today, the unknown. Just so relevant in a lot of ways, not only for the times that we're living in, but the unknown in regard to ourselves and how we sort through that to find our own inner awareness. So it's a really good card to end on, the unknown. So there's some of the cards from Magic the Gathering Oracle deck. It's a really great deck. I think it's one of the best Oracle decks that has come out in recent years, only published 2 years ago. It's worth getting for people who are, well, this is based on the Greek myths. I have got quite an interest in that. But it's a very archetypal deck. So if you're interested in archetypes, it's good for that too. And as I was saying, it's great for inner work. Some people may want to use it for shadow work as well. You can use it as a divination deck, but as I was saying, that's not what I use it for. It's just a really great deck, and it's so beautiful to look at, and it's really worthwhile. So that's the reason why I wanted to show this today and talk about the deck. And I quite like the book too. I think the book is useful. But it's quite a unique deck, and I also use the word intriguing for this one. I wouldn't use that for many decks, but it is an intriguing deck. So I'll put some details below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.